I am live. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My good name is Wombo. Yet another good day. Oh my god. I don't know. Welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wombo. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. My good name is Womboy. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know how you guys are doing. Kindly like the live stream and subscribe. Today is yet another good day, yet another good day. Let me know where you're watching me from. My name is Womboy. So the channel name is literally my name. So kindly guys like the live stream. Also, let me know where you're watching me from. What is your location right now? Let's have an interactive conversation over here. How was your day? How is your day going? Here in Kenya right now is 10:30 p.m. So it's late at night, but this is actually the time that we usually start streaming. Kindly say hi. Ooh, Mimo first says, well, what do you know? How are you doing, Mimo first? It's my bestest of online friends. What's up, Wombo? What's good? And where's the freak is your sweater? You know, I have my sweater right here, but I was like, let me not hide let me not hide the dress. Enoch McCoy says hi. Hi, good to see you. How are you doing? When you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. Let me know how is the going. Wow. How is your day going? How is your night? Oh my god. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we're just getting started right here on my channel. Titi Toto. Titi Toto, hi. Hi, good to see you. Hi, do you speak French? No, I do not. I do not speak French. Wow, that word says, oh, how are you doing? I think is it Arabic? Yeah, I think it's Arabic. How are you guys doing? Yet another good day. Let me know how is your day. What did you do today? What caught your attention today? Or what are you doing today for those of you who is still daytime? Let's put a question up here. How do you say hi in French? Titi Toto. What's your favorite way to chill? Of course, we usually get started with small questions, and then we just kind of like, so what did I do today? Actually, I kind of like woke up so much late. Like, I think I woke up at 2 p.m. By the time I was finishing preparing breakfast, it was already 6. Like, okay, but it's because I was live streaming yesterday until later on, late at night. Okay, so I think it was a good day. We had some elections going on in Kenya. I have not followed up on that, but I think that was also something interesting happening. Okay, so let me know, what's your favorite way to chill, to relax? Your favorite way to relax, and keep telling me where you're watching me from. Which part of the world are you coming live from? MC Pastor Kibiriti says, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How is it going, Pastor Kibiriti? Wow. Hollywood Stella says, hey, do you know me? Yes, I do. How are you doing, Holly? Good to see you. How is it going so far? What's your favorite way to chill? Keep letting me know where you're watching me from. Is yet another good, amazing day to hang out here live on my channel. Now I am in office night shift. Ooh, you're in night shift? You're working? Now I'm in, oh, you're working. That's okay, that's okay. You know, I think you gotta work to eat, cybersecurity analyst. Okay, that's good. Good for you. Is there any teams playing today when it comes to World Cup? Okay, Holly says, exploring a massive data set, chatting with curious people like you, or walking through interesting digital landscape. Okay, oh, your favorite way to chill. I think your favorite way to chill feels like a job. My favorite way to chill, I think, sometimes is like scrolling. Um, I think scrolling. Also, I like going to visit rivers to watch waterfalls. For some reason, just somewhere inside the forest feels so relaxing for me. So I think that's my favorite way to chill. Maybe going to a nature-based restaurant, something in the woods. I think, yeah, I think at this point that's what it is. Back in the day, it used to be like to go into inside malls and to just walk. I kind of like enjoy just walking inside malls for absolutely no reason, walking around, taking pictures. Also taking pictures, I can take a lot of pictures. I think I'm photo photophobic, I don't know. Okay. To not dance when you had the hell and you could hear the music could be the biggest regret of your life. Yeah, I think I wrote this months ago, but I'm gonna say, I think, let me pin this for a little bit. To not dance when you had the hell and you could hear the music could be the biggest regret of your life. So for those of you who can be able to dance right now, make sure you're doing it, because to not dance when you have the chance could be the biggest regret of your life. Holy says, maybe go to trips tourism. Okay. Oh, nice waterfalls and forest hills. Interesting restaurant. Also, this. Yeah, I like that. I like being in nature. To be really honest, it's good for you to experience different type of lifestyles, maybe village, city, whatever, so that you can feel where you feel mostly human. Okay, where you feel mostly human. uh Karuhanga Colin says hi Karuhanga, good to see you, welcome to the live stream. How is it going? Hollywood says good morning. Oh, you said good one boy, and then the thing translated to good morning. Okay, good one boy. Yeah. To not dance. Why is this thing being creepy like? After so many karuhanga, why? Okay, yeah. To not dance when you have the health, like the stream guys so fast. Yeah, guys, like the live stream. Okay, next question. Keep telling me your to favorite way to favorite way to chill. Okay, next question. uh he came so many days after. Yeah, I know. You know, the thing is, I like it when I see people coming back, which means you guys are liking what we are talking about. Okay, the next question, I'm typing it. Same, I like people after so many days. Okay, whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? What is your idea of, like, we have this whole build up idea of like what hell and heaven looks like. So whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Okay, whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Because we have this idea of what heavens look like. Okay, let me describe to you what heavens looks like, in my opinion. Whether heaven is real or not, this picture that I've been built in my head, what heaven is supposed to look like. Heaven is supposed to look like, there's a lot of greenery, a lot of flowers, every type of fruit grows there. There's a lot of meat that is grazed with honey, smeared. There's a lot of meat that is smeared with honey. There's a lot of milk, lots of milk and honey in this. So this is heaven. Um, there's a lot of milk and honey. There's a lot of, everybody is empathetic. First of all, we are told that in heaven that everybody will be relaxed. We will not know whether we have clothes on or not. So I can see that. And then we're just sitting around, we're not working, everybody loves each other. All the feelings that we feel as human beings, love, hate, dislike, all of those feelings do not exist anymore. So that's what heaven feels like, or looks like in my head. It looks like there's no day and night in heaven, in my opinion, or like how it feels like, or how it has been described to me. Okay, so but the question is whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Holy says, understand as a literal place, understood as a little place, a spiritual condition or a metaphor. The common theme is profound suffering and separation from peace, hope, or goodness. Okay, okay. Whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? In my opinion, whether or not I believe in hell, how would I describe it? Uh, Honestly, there's no light. Like it's completely dark 24/7. It's so dark in there. There's a lot of heat. Like you see, like it feels like, see the heat wave. It feels like the heat wave. What people are describing, how the heat wave feels like. It is so hot, unbearably hot. There's darkness all through. There's no light. Um. Uh. It smells really bad. You know. There's a lot of work in there. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of negative energy. So whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? uh, Feelings doesn't anymore. Okay, there's no feelings. Oh, but there would be a lot of sex in heaven, really. I think so. Or maybe we wouldn't know what that is. Aspirant says, hello, Nigerian queen. Hello to you, Aspirant. But I think I am not Nigerian. Eh, I am not Nigerian. I think I've told you that before. I am Kenyan, not Nigerian. Uh, Welcome to the live stream, guys. Whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Keep liking the live stream, guys. Like the live stream and subscribe. And welcome to the channel. Okay, we have a question. Whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Okay, I think the description. But you know what? Then I keep wondering, uh, where would where will is hell located? So is hell supposed to be underground, like? Okay, whether or not you believe in hell, how is this supposed to be like? Is it supposed to be underground? Because when I think about heaven, I think about above the skies, okay? But see, when you're in an airplane, you realize that there is no space above. You can literally pass above the clouds. then Kenyan Queen, yeah, Kenyan Queen. Dana Abdul says hi, good to see you. How are you doing? Where is Kenya Queen of Hearts? Okay, my answer, you're stolen. Why this is my answer? Same. Okay. Okay. You agree with me? Okay, whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. If you're over there and you have an opinion, kindly type it. Let me know where you're watching me from. Also, we do have a question. Whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Doesn't matter if you believe or you don't. But how would you describe it? I think I'm kind of feeling cold. Don't know if I'll wear. Okay, guys, answer the question. Whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Ooh, Sadar, my good friend. How are you? Okay, I said that yesterday. Sorry. Okay, how are you doing, Sadar Kanchi? Welcome back on the stream. We do have a question right there. Uh, Let me know how was your day. How are you guys doing? Sadar says, you know what? Actually, I just thought of opening YouTube and see if you are live. Really? Okay, I think for the last few days I've been starting streaming for like at 11 or 12. But today I was like, you know what? I got some time. Let me start streaming early. Oh my god! Since you guys are, yeah, that you know what? For some reason that sounds like a compliment to me. Um, we have a question: whether or not you believe in hell, would how would you describe it? Okay, let me write the next question on the screen so that the people who do not want to answer that. I like having like two questions, so people can keep answering whatever they feel like. And you guys, it's not like we're only doing questions. There's a lot of things that we can talk about. So ask me anything. Okay. Another lightweight question: what's a talent you wish you had? Whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? And you know that makes me wonder, like, where is hell supposed to be located? Like, does it mean that we go to hell when we die? Does it mean that all of us go to hell when we die, especially when we get buried on the ground? Isn't that going to straight to hell? What's a talent you wish you had? And for that purpose, let me just grab myself a cup of tea, guys. Um, well, you guys. Oh, sorry, guys. I keep, Sadar says, well, hell is a teaching of eternal torture of wicked people is not biblical. Really? Bible doesn't say of hellfire, but to describe hell, you don't need to go far. The suffering in the world now is hell. Yeah. You know, the description of hell and the way, like, and this question is really interesting because to me, if you ask me how I feel about hell, is something that is underground, something that is buried underground, like is under, and then that's why I'm asking, if that's the case, when we all die, do we just go to hell because we all get buried underground? And for those people who choose to go with is it cremation? Oh, for those people who choose to go with cremation, like, how is that? Like, is that the real definition of hell? Okay. Also, another thing, honestly, okay, I can see the afterlife, But think about it, people who choose to go with cremation when they are over here, because we are told that is the eternal suffering and burning, okay? What if you choose, you know what, I don't want to be buried, I just want to be cremated and just dispose me into an ocean or something, okay? If you choose something like that, does that mean that you never go to hell? Because your bodies have already been burnt. So, like, let us get deep right here on I Am Wambui. Guys, my good name is Wambui, and I'm making an appeal to you guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. Also, I would like to ask you guys, even when we are not live streaming, kindly watch the videos that we have. Maybe you can rewatch the live streams. I'm trying to get the watch hours, guys. That will help me so much when it comes to building the platform. Because at the end of the day, yes, I want to be a nice person. I like having the conversations with you, but also at the same time, I want you to be something. Okay, so that's it. Sarah says hell is anything that's horrifying, like war, slavery, torture, raping, both women and men, or even violent parent or abuse. Yeah, because some of us, I feel like some of us have already been to heck. If we are gonna be talking about heck, some of us, we have already been there. I think we've been to heck and back, because personally, I can literally stand here and say that I've been to heck and back. The things that I've been through in this lifetime, name them. Domestic violence, okay, not on a personal level because I've never been married, but domestic violence, uh sibling abuse, name all of those things. Not to, yeah, like, because sometimes you go through a lot of suffering when you're here, and then you're like, if this is how it feels like here, how is it gonna feel like when you finally make it to heck? Okay, let me know, for those of you who believe it. And I think we talked about this topic several times, but I think these questions always comes back. So whether or not you believe in hell, how would you describe it? Let me get my cup of tea. Yeah, I can feel some cold. Okay, I think the outfit looks good and all of that, but haha, talk about color crashing. Ooh, this, it does not match at all. But you know what? Color crashing. Wow. Anyway. Okay, now I'm officially back here, guys. uh let's keep having these conversations. Uh-huh. So that's his Bible, for example, says in Psalms 31 verses 17, let the wicked be put to shame and be silent in the realm of the dead. Doesn't really sound the writer asked for eternal suffering for the evil people. Uh-huh. Let the wicked be put to shame and be silent in the realm of the dead. Doesn't really sound. Oh wow. Okay. Doesn't really sound the right ask for it. Okay. Wow. So, and then it brings me to the next question. If you're gonna, okay, where is health supposed to be at? Like, is it supposed to be down here? Because we have this whole thing mentality. For example, in Islam, we say after you do a lot of good deeds, you will go to Jannah, which is supposed to be heaven, okay? And Jannah, heaven is supposed to be somewhere up here. It's really confusing. Or sometimes I ask myself, where is this supposed to be at? He said, let him be silent. Well, when you read, when you are dead, you are silent. And that's everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. As far as you're dead, you're silent. Okay, let me start typing the next question, guys. But still, for those who still have opinions on this one, you know what we do right here. You can keep reading those. You can keep typing those. Um, Okay, so we have the next question there. That's moving out of your family home, fixed family trauma. And I'm just saying, okay, of course, this is for the younger people because I feel like if you're, as far as you're old, like as far as you're older, you will not be staying at your parents' house. That's for sure. I don't know. Most probably, you're not staying at your parents' house if you're older. Okay, I don't know if I want to pin this question or I want the one for hell to be pinned. I don't know. Richard says, "Oh, Richard, it's been a minute before I saw you on the live stream." You already have a nickname. Hey, Wami the Great. Okay, boy the Great. How are you doing, Richard? Good to see you. How is it going? Okay, we also have another question. Does moving out of your family home fix family trauma? Maybe this question, maybe for those people who are a little bit older, you can maybe advise on this one, but also for the people my age. Or people who are in the age where like maybe you're too old to be at your okay, you're too young to be out of your parents' home, but you're too old to, you kind of collide heads when you're living with your parents, so let me know. Sadah says, oh, Genesis 3:19, God told Abraham, you return to the ground, for dust you are, and to dust you will return. Did God tell Adam he will burn in heck? I mean, Bible itself explains what is death and where we go. Okay, so do you believe in life after death? Because okay, if that's where we all go, then how did the body then get into the burning? Like, where does the burning come from? Burning in heck. Richard says, oh, Adam, not Ab. Oh, and oh my God, I read Abraham. Where did that come from? Oh my God, I am so sorry. Where did that come from? Oh my God, God told Adam. And I can tell you, I don't know, maybe I'm having eye problems there. Like, I'm reading, I am literally looking at the word right now. But I can see Abraham, but I see it's Adam. Richard says, I'm okay on my lunch break. How is your day going? Lunch break. Adam, not Abraham. No, okay. Thank you for correcting that. Richard says, a talent that I wish I had would be to play a grand piano. Not a baby grand, but an actual grand piano. Okay. To be really honest, I've never been interested in playing piano, but I think people who literally do, because I kind of feel like it's so high end, or like if you're able to do that, you're literally cool. So I don't know if I think maybe I'm not cool or what, but I think that's a nice one, playing piano. Ooh. A talent I wish I immediately had. Sada says, I mean, Bible says we don't exist anymore. I guess we just decompose and that's it. Okay. Ooh, this is deep. Piano is a beautiful instrument. Yeah, I think it is. I think people who do play it are really nice, are really cool. Not even about being nice, but cool. Um, Sarah says the teaching of hell is in Christianity was, I think, introduced by Dante Alighieri with their work Divine Comedy. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Seem to be pretty much informed when it comes to that. Kinda like you, oh boy. Ah, it's a beautiful instrument. Beautiful instrument. Get it? Yeah, I know. I know. I get it. I get it. Okay. What was the next question? The one that okay, that's moving out, and maybe for people for I think maybe moving out is a topic for people in their early 20s, or maybe in your 20s, because I feel like most probably if you're 30, that's something that you've already dealt with, or if you're 30 and above, that's something that you've already dealt with. But do you guys think moving out of your parents' house or family house, does that fix family trauma, especially if you went through a rough childhood? um it doesn't, it also, even if not necessarily rough childhood, um okay, you just had these things maybe that you disagree with, these things that you felt like shouldn't have done the way they were done. So it's just a question to really ask, do you guys feel like it fixes the problems? Okay, yeah, Richard. This means, oh, okay. So that's it. But the idea of the world of the dead is where evil people go to suffer, are most likely inspired by old pagan teachings, like, for example, ancient Egyptians believe in underworld and the god of dead, Anubis. Okay, I think all in all, the idea of what hell is supposed to be like really works, because most people do not do good because they want to be good people. Most Christians and also most Islam and all of these religions, okay, most of us do not do good because we want to be good people. Some of us and most of us do good because you the idea of like eternal suffering, you're like, eternal suffering, no, let me just not risk that. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. We have another question on the screen, guys. Also, keep letting me know where you're watching me from. How is the going so far? Um, how is the day? What is the weather like? Okay, actually, what's the weather? Is it still summer, or are we in fall already? Because here in Kenya we don't have such seasons, so it's just hot. Out here is just hot, but it's not so hot. Like today, it's oh, today there's also World Cup. World Cup. Let me check. Oh, there's no World Cup today. Oh, is there? It's 65 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot. Dominic Awo. Hi, Dominic. Good to see you. How are you doing? How is the going? Okay. Sada says, well, I mean, if Bible says God is loving, how can he let people suffer forever? Plus, if someone truly went somewhere, they would say it. For example, people Jesus resurrected, not let, but made them suffer forever. I mean, like eternal ban. Okay, yeah, yeah. Like, why would that? I think that I think the topic. This is a topic that you will never have answers until you go, and when you go, maybe you'll never come back to tell us. So I think you just go with what you mostly feel like. Michael Kilipa Mwambu. Ooh, Michael Kilipamwambu. Good to see you, Michael. How are you doing? There's another question on the screen. Does moving out of your family solve all the family traumas that you do have? Okay, let me. I think this will. Okay, the next question that I'm about to put on the screen will be a nice one because we'll get to understand the political state of different countries and where you guys stand at. Wow, I need to buy an office chair. Sitting on this chair at the end of the day, I'm usually like, hey, my neck is hurting. Georges, my good friend, my good friend. Ooh, how are you doing? Okay, we have two questions on the screen. You gotta choose which one is making sense to you. Also, there was another question about the description of hell, or like, what do you think it looks like? So, what's a piece of news that made you smile recently? And whatever country you're coming from, we're gonna cover all of them. Tell me something that recently happened to your country, a piece of news that you really appreciate that has happened in your country. Eve says, are you right or wrong today? I think I'm right. I'm always right. How are you doing, Eve? Sadar says, wow. Yeah, when I say that I need to get myself an office chair, like, leaning over. Sadar says, ironically, I don't watch a lot of news because they mostly don't give reasons to smile. Okay, okay. But what is interesting? What's something interesting happening where you are at? I think, for example, like today in Kenya, we had like an election that was going to determine if the ruling party still have the power that they had when they were taking power. And I think I don't know what are the results. Let me check out. I was not like following. Uh, George says, I'm always good. You said you will make us appear on your screen. I'm not seeing anyone. Oh, because you guys didn't show up. Okay. Who was here when I had that girl on the screen? I did. You want to appear? So I think what I did conclude is, if you want to maybe not collaborate or maybe appear or be live on the screen, you gotta tell me earlier before the live stream. So that we can organize that. Eve says, I'm about to tear into a sandwich. Ooh, wow, now I'm hungry. All of a sudden. Okay, I was going to. So, for what's happening politically where I'm at, right? We had an election because people have not been agreeing with the ruling party. So, that's interesting. Ooh. So that says, ooh. I'm not sure if that's interesting, but we have lots of immigrants from India, and they plan to get 100,000 Indian people to come. Oh, what's the purpose? That's interesting. That's interesting to me. What's the purpose? Are you doing that on purpose? So I don't know what they wanna achieve with it, because Balkan countries are not the best place to find opportunities. The people live from here to find same opportunities as elsewhere, like West Europe. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Wow. That's it. That's pretty much interesting. But when that happens, that makes your country grow. That makes your country grow, doesn't it? And then there will be a lot of intermarriages. That, I think that will be interesting. How do you like it? Do you think that it's a good move? At the end of the day, race aside and all of those things aside, at the end of the day, do you think that helps your country grow, or do you think it will limit opportunities for you guys as the citizens? Because it says, I'm exempt to appear on your screen. My face is not for TV. Oh my god. I might scare your audience. I'm not suitable on radio. Wow. I don't think so. I don't think so. I thought that before I started live streaming, I was like, God, but I am not that good looking for me to have people here. But see, if you have some intelligence, shallow people will swipe away. But if the real people, the real audience that you want, they will literally stay. So that's it. I don't know. Maybe they wanna replace the natives. Oh wow. It's good, but it depends on what is their purpose. Yeah. I think in the next coming years, I can see to a point where like we will be the same race because of a lot of immigration, intermarriages. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Sada says, because it might have advantages but also disadvantages. Because, for example, India is infamous for horrible women treatment like rape. Ooh, might have advantages but also disadvantages. Yeah. But see, when people migrate to other countries, I don't think they move with the behaviors, because the last thing you want is to be deported from another country, which because it limits your opportunity to ever even go anywhere else. Okay. Okay. I think I like India, but but I know it's stereotypes. These videos that I've been watching on Instagram of cooking with, I saw one, but I know it's AI. I saw one. Somebody is putting their feet. They are cooking with their feet. Another one, there's this one that they are putting a lot of oil and then doing this with your hands. Oh, Eves is eating a sandwich, but I'm just thinking all those videos are just like, I'm like, no, I can see if they cook like that. I don't think so. I think it's an exaggeration, but yeah, I think India is infamous for a lot of things. But Sadal says, I don't know if it really would bring trouble, but we can't do anything about it. Yeah. But I hope there's enough resources to even be shared like that, because see, even for example, right here in Kenya, okay, you'll see when foreigners come and let's say they're seeking for employment, they will get good jobs, they will be paid on Western standards and all of that. Well, you can have any skill that you want, whatever skill that you have, you could have any skill, but you will never be paid the same. So that's interesting and annoying at the same time sometimes. Not because you don't want other people to come to your place to benefit, but it just does not make sense. So if you could invent anything, what would it solve? If I could invent anything, what would it solve? God, a lot of things. But I think, I have this idea whereby, like, the moment when you cannot do something about it, that's when you have ideas. I have this whole thing of like, see, when I don't have money, let me lean over to tell you guys. When I do not have money, or like when I'm struggling, like I have like 100 shillings left, I have a lot of ideas, business ideas. I'm innovative. I'm like, this is what I'll do so that I can be able to start, so that I can be able to multiply money whenever I get it. check me out when I get the money, okay? It's like I start thinking, there's that shoe that I really wanted to get, and then I just go and get it. So there's this thing that, and I think it's the same thing with power, okay? When you don't have power, you see all the things that you could do with power, okay? If I was to be elected a member of parliament, I would construct roads, every household would have electricity, we would make sure there's no homelessness in my region, we would build rescue homes for women, whereby when they face domestic violence and all of that type of violence, they can come. We would be, you have all these ideas, but when you finally get a seat, do you do anything? No. No, but I think I'm literally the same way, because I've seen when it comes to finances. When I have money, I do not think. I do not think. Wait until I'm almost at my last coin. I have all these ideas. I am feeling innovative. You know. Funny enough, when you have money, you don't even have that drive to look for more. Okay, but when you're almost at your last coin, that's when you're like, oh my god, I could start doing this, I could start doing this. But I don't know if it's a personal problem or whatever, but I think it's a problem that most people do have. Sada says most tourist women, some tourists, what is wrong with me with reading today? Some tourist women went to India and some men approached them, touched their hair, put their arm around their shoulder and stared at them at the beach. I mean, bruh. Wow. Okay. Maybe that's something that's normal. White women, I mean. Okay. Okay. Ooh. So that's considered gross. Honestly, but okay. Because people will say hi. Some men approach them, touch their hair, put their arm around their shoulder. Okay. That I think that's weird. Maybe also depends on the area you go. Of course, not everywhere is that bad, but still, everywhere we need to be careful where we go. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, Next question: if you could invent anything, what would it solve? Okay, I think I was saying to that, if I could invent anything, what would it solve? There's a lot of things that I have in my head that we can be able to solve. So solve unemployment, solve homelessness. Um, if I could invent, but let's see. I mean, some of them see white women just like a white person might look at a black person, touching hair and etc. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. But I see, when it's the other way around, because people have always touched black people. People have always looked at black people. Oh my god. Oh my god. My German friend, she's really amazing. When she first, when she first saw me, I had braids on, okay? And then I told her to help me undo my hair. So of course, like the way I had those braids that everybody was saying, oh my god, one boy, they look nice, and all of that. So she helped me to undo them. And then after we undid the hair, she started touching. She was touching, and then she was telling me that the braids look better. So white people have always done that, like touching black people's hair, maybe if they've never touched it, to feel the texture. Judge says, the news that made me smile is that my jealous neighbor slept hungry. She made it clear in the morning. I was very happy. Wow. My jealous neighbor slept hungry. How do you know she slept hungry? Mark. Oh my god, Mark. Hi, bye. Oh my god. Hi, Mark. How is the going? At least wait until I say hi back. Hi, bye. What's a piece of news that made you smile recently? What's an expectation society puts on men that should change? Oh, I hate when a random black person walks together with a white person. The black person feels like they are walking with Jesus. Shameless. But doesn't it? Honestly, it feels like. But see, it's just because we have this idea that Jesus is supposed to be white. Okay. Also, there's this whole other issue about, for example, there's that young man. I think in, is it Mississippi? His name is Nolan. That recently whatever happened to him, and it's like people were saying that like they purposely they only have specific group of friends purposely so that they can feel better. Okay, but like what if you have, okay, so you shouldn't make um judge, oh my god, I'm saying judge, do you believe that like, do you feel like people should not be friends with other races? That all men should build a family. That all men should build a family. Ooh, expand on that. What's an expectation society puts on men that should change? Okay, you know, Georges is not playing the like black people feel like they are all powerful and stuff walking next to. Okay, but see, I have talked a lot about self-hate. Okay, because the thing is, of course, I've told my story about growing up as a dark-skinned girl, how I think it was made very clear to me that like being dark-skinned is not considered pretty and all of that. But see, it was not by other people, it was just by black people themselves. So I think that's why when you get, let's say, even when you're in friendships with other people, when you are in relationships with other people, you tend to feel better. uh so, oh, you said the message is for Georges. Simple logic. Where Jesus grew up, in Middle East, in first century Judea, Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew, both Semitic languages. Okay, okay. But see, I think Georges have a really good point, a very good point. Let me remove the question over there. Okay, there's a question. What's an expectation society puts on men that should change? I had someone from America say Jesus was born in the USA. Ooh, okay. George says black should stick with black. That is not racism. This just heartwarming. Okay. So if a black person is dating outside their race, is that a bad thing? Does that mean that they are just doing self? Okay, you know, I think there's another time that somebody asked me the question, what do I think if uh people marry outside their race? I said I feel like it's wrong, especially when you have a category like you're black and then you say you can date a black person. I feel like that's bad. But you know, you can't control who you fall in love with, can you? I don't think so. Like, you cannot control that. So that's why I say I can't sit here and judge people who specifically just date outside their race. Because maybe there's a particular type of treatment you're looking for that you can only find outside your race. Or maybe you just fall in love. You all know how love works. Like, you just fall in love with somebody, maybe you like them. But I feel like it's so wrong if somebody is sitting there and saying, oh my god, I do not date black, you know. So that is, marrying someone from your own culture or outside your culture are both good. Okay. Me personally, I think it all depends with who you fall in love with. Okay. Black, but Georges is not playing with us. Black should stick with black. But why? Why do you think that way? Okay, and I feel this is just a theory that I have. I feel like most people who go for us, because maybe there's a particular treatment. For example, there's this guy that he made a video comparing, he's a Kenyan guy. He made a video comparing how a quote unquote American or white men act when their women are pregnant. Okay, they are all there. How does a white man react when their girl is pregnant? Oh my God, so happy. They even get overwhelmed and maybe cry. How does a Kenyan black man react when you tell them that you're pregnant? Oh my God, who does it belong to? Oh, who does it belong to? Like, that's the reaction. So so that's why sometimes people prefer to go with that. When you get pregnant, that guy is like, he's not even asking, oh my God, who does it belong to? Because you know you are there, you know where you nutted, really. Sada says, dating someone of your own country is good because you date someone you could relate culturally or by mentally. Dating someone outside your culture despite cultural differences is also good. Yeah, because let me tell you, there's a lot of cultural differences. Something that is rude to me maybe is not rude to another person. Something that is rude to them is not. Just an interracial relationship requires trying to understand the other person's mentality and habits influenced by their own culture. It might lead to disagreements. Yes, it might. It might. But I think what Georges is saying is not about the disagreements. It's not about that. It's about the way there are people who specifically feel like other people are better than they are. So maybe that, I think that's what he's talking about. But you know, of course, I cannot speak about I cannot speak his mind. Can I? But see that reaction. Tell me, and I don't know about men in East Europe or Balkans, whatever. But tell me, when it comes to like how people react, how men like their women or like love their women, don't we all feel like European people give a better treatment when it comes to relationships, when it comes to their women being pregnant? Oh my God, when it comes to European, and when it comes to even sometimes black people in other cultures, it feels like that this person is intentional. And you need to be flexible, and I guess maybe you can still find a way to work things out. Yeah, maybe. But Georges is not playing. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wambui. You can just say hi, especially, you might be getting intimidated by the fact that we are talking large or long sentences, but let me know how you're doing, where you're watching me from. What is, okay, of course, I think the thing right now, what we're asking is like, what do you guys think about interracial relationships? I think that's where we are at. Not to mention, if you have racist relatives, they might bother you. Yeah, they might dislike your partner, mistreat them. They might be racist towards the children. Culturally conservative. Yeah, sometimes it's, I think I gave a story once where like my first time ever seeing a South Sudanese person was in high school as a grown-up. I remember very well. There was an admission going on. We had new set of fresh people, like first form one. We call it form one out here. I don't know what you call it in your country, but basically another set of students were joining into school. Okay, so it was an admission day. So I come back to my cubicle. We used to call them cubes. It's like a room, and then one room could have like 12 people. Okay, I was supposed to receive a bedmate that specific day. So I received my bedmate. When I came back to the room, I found this really tall girl, very tall, dark girl, beautiful girl, but tall, dark. I had never seen that level of darkness, to be really honest. Okay, and of course, right now looking back, I just realized that I was so ignorant. But see, I grew up in the village, so I only saw people who are black, but are black like me. So I saw the darkest person that I had ever seen up to that point in my life. And then she was supposed to be my bedmate. She was really like tall. I had never seen somebody who looks like that, So from nowhere, I did not know her. I did not know what she stands for. I did not know how she speaks. But I just felt this dislike in my heart. But right now, I really feel so bad for feeling that way. I felt this huge dislike, So, and right now I feel like maybe other people who do not like people who look like me, maybe that's what they feel. You just feel this immediate dislike without knowing where it's coming from. Because the feeling that I felt was really awful. I was just feel like, oh my god, no, no way, this is my bedmate. Oh, but no way, this is my bedmate. But coming to know her, actually, she ended up being one of my good friends, South Sudanese. So she told me she was not even she was South Sudanese here in Kenya as a refugee and all of that. And then I opened my mind up. I started looking at how do South Sudanese people look like, and I realized that's how South Sudanese people look like. See, because I was living in this mentality that you can only be black like me or white like other people. So I was not opening up my mind. So that is just to say I kind of see what other people go through when it comes to that. Um, but yeah, that was not the best reaction. We at the end of the day we ended up being nice friends. She was such a good person. She was so smart. We've since lost contact after I finished school, but she was a nice person. Uh, Sada says in Balkan countries, people mostly marry within their culture or fellow Balkan country, but there are also couples that marry someone from India or other African countries. Okay, do you know somebody from Africa that's married into your culture? Okay, how do they adapt over there? Do they have to learn the culture? Do they have to learn the language? Sada says, I know a girl, she married a Nigerian guy, and ironically, this is how I started to have interest in Africa in general and learned a bit about Nigeria. Oh, she's from Nigeria. Is she from, oh, married I know a girl, she married a Nigerian guy. Okay, so do they live over there? Did he move over there? Oh, wow. No, the guy is from Nigeria, okay. Okay, okay. They live in Germany. Oh, wow. Interesting. Interesting. I think intermarriages are really nice at the end of the day because they open your mind up to seeing the possibility of something happening. Maybe also introducing you to different ways of life. You know. Guys, welcome to the live stream. Make sure you're sharing the live stream. You can share this live stream to your Instagram, to your TikTok, wherever you can share the live stream, guys, so that we can end up being uh what am I saying? So that we can end up growing, to be really honest. Wow, next question. And also, as usual, if you still have ideas on this one, keep commenting. But I'm going to be typing when you guys are doing that. Sada says, yeah, but also depends of the reasons to marry someone from another culture. Uh, is it to, is it genuine love towards the person or just flex? Or just flex? Is it genuine love towards the person or just flex to others? That you are unique and have a partner from another country. I think most and like this, I think this is something that you have to be really careful as a black person, or maybe as a brown person, or as a white, whatever you are. Maybe this is something that you need because there's a lot of people who are into black girls, not because they want the black girl, okay, but because or an African, but because you love the idea of being with somebody who is this black. It's like a form of fetish, you know, a form of fetish. But so see, when you finally, out of curiosity, you want to feel like, oh my god, what does it feel like being with a black girl? What does it feel like being with an African girl? What does it feel like being intimate with a black girl? What does it, maybe those are the questions that you're asking. But then after that, what are you gonna do? After that fact, what's going to happen? You know. So I think you have to be really careful for those people. You need to ask somebody why do you want me, or like why, because yeah, I think it can be really bad, and vice versa. Okay, some people are with some black people are with white people for class, to feel like you are close proximity to success, to feel like you're better, to feel good about yourself. There are so many reasons. Maybe you can be with the person just so that you can move to their place, maybe you think that their country is way better, you know. So there's a lot of reasons, but you have to make sure that at the end of the day you all benefit or whatever. Most people like the idea of you. They don't like you, they like the idea of you. Mm-hmm. Georges says, oh boy, yes me, Georges. Hollywood says the expectation that men must be the sole or primary financial providers and hide their emotions is deeply ingrained but should change. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice one. Okay, the expectation that men should be the sole providers and hide their emotions. The sole providing part I kind of see, because you have to go with like, how is the economy doing where you are at? Mm. So that says, imagine a guy marries you and flexing, hey, I got a black African wife, or I got a chocolate wife. Okay, it's nice because maybe it's a compliment, but then at the end of the day, if that's the only reason that you are with me, I think that's not a good reason. If that's the only reason you're with somebody, being with somebody, oh my god, she's so black, and then, or maybe to tell your friends how it feels like being, oh my god, it feels like this, and maybe they're there asking you questions and you're feeling so nice about it, you know. Mm-hmm. Nope. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you know, you gotta be real careful, because most people are in love with the idea of you, not especially you. Okay. But definitely, it's part of the, you know, when you sign up for such things, it's part of the deal. Okay. My girl is from, and then whatever country. Yeah, it's a flex. Oh my god, I have a partner from a whole another country. You know, I think it's literally a flex. Mm-hmm. Mila Time says, yo, how are you doing, Mila? Ooh, Sada, I think maybe you're retyping. You're in the perfect spot for an American tea bag. An American tea bag? What does that mean, Mila? What is an American tea bag? La, 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 la. George says, the late great Tupac Shakur didn't like the idea of marrying a different race. R.I.P. Okay, so that's your why. That's your why. You can't live life based of what other people want, or what was the reasoning? What's a conspiracy theory you find fascinating? Okay, let me type the question on the screen. I think it's easier for people to see it. Mila says, you're very pretty, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Haha, what's a conspiracy theory you find fascinating? Mhm. Okay, guys. A conspiracy theory you find fascinating. There's also other questions. Um, you can answer the one that you feel like is best for you or what you wanna answer. Uh, Also there was another question that I think we have skipped. What's an expectation society puts on men that should change? I think you guys already answered that. But if you don't mind, you can still answer that one. Okay. So conspiracy theory on my side, conspiracy. I don't find it fascinating, but maybe annoying. It's like whenever people maybe suddenly get rich, it's like they've joined Illuminati, Freemasonry, and all of those type of stuff. I just feel like it's so wrong that we demonize living a good life. Homeboy Miller gave an inappropriate comment, most likely to you. Oh, really? Oh, the one for you're the perfect spot. Should maybe I should look up. I don't know what that means. Hmm. Let me look up. Me personally. Okay, honestly, I don't understand which. Oh, maybe the comment didn't show up on my side. It's gross. Don't look up. Okay. Wow. Okay. The fact that I don't understand it does not affect me. Wow. See. Hmm. Does it have something to do with? Okay. What's the context? I know I'm gonna look it up later on. Oh, okay, look it up. Okay. I don't know if this thing will. Maybe I'll look it up after the show using the phone because I just typed whatever. and then it just didn't show anything. It's very gross, in other words. Okay, okay. Wow. Woo! uh, okay, next question, I think. Then he dares to call you pretty after that. Okay. Oh. I think sometimes people say stuff and I don't understand. And then when I don't understand, I'll just say I don't understand. And then they're like, oh, maybe when I understand and maybe say something, they just like, oh, I didn't mean to, but you know what? If you have the time to go around saying bad stuff to people, it just shows how interesting your life is. Okay, next question. Okay. Oh, you didn't understand either. You looked it up. Wow. Me too. I was like, what does that mean? Like, you know? Okay. Favorite TV show of all time. And actually, what are you guys watching right now? Also, you were typing a comment and you retracted it. Okay, let me grab myself. I think by the end of the day, I drink like 5 cups of tea. Sadal says, I don't watch TV shows. I can't watch many series. I'd rather watch a film. Wow, okay. Yeah, you know, I think these days I'm literally like that. I watch shows. For example, when I stop streaming, there's a show that I want to watch on Netflix. So I do watch shows, but still. I like, right now I'm enjoying a lot of thrillers. Horror movies, not my type at all, at all, at all. Not my type at all. Okay. Hmm. Ooh. For those of you who are just joining in, my good name is Wamboi. Thank you so much for being here. Kindly like the live stream. Really appreciate if you guys like the live stream. Also, let me know how you guys are doing. How is the going? Sadal says, I don't watch horrors, but scary movies involving humans. Okay, I don't watch horrors, but scary movies involving humans are way more frightening than involving monsters, because monsters are fictional, but a human is real, and some can really do horrible things to you. Okay, see, like the thing is I can see that, because the idea of like me thinking about these horror things happening, even when it comes to thriller, some of these things they really stick with you. You're like, oh my god, that could literally happen in real life. So I could say that they are not the best things to watch, really. Mm-hmm. George says, I have a stupid network connection today. Let me tell you, you're preaching to the choir. I did say the end of this month I'm going to change my internet providers, because oh my god, you pay all this and then connection not connecting. Hopefully it's not mine. If you're watching, let me know how is my connection, because it could be mine. That's why you're not being connected. I feel like Wi-Fi providers, or like people who sell Wi-Fi to us, should literally start doing better, because it's like, if I'm paying, I should be connected with no problems whatsoever for the whole month. Yeah. When I first watched Michael Jackson's video Thriller when I was a child, I was very scared, because it looked pretty realistic for a 1982 short film. Okay, have you watched the one that they have been advertising? Is it Becoming Michael or whatever? Have you watched it? I really want to watch it, but out here, I think the only place maybe you can watch is in Nairobi or something. I was a child, I was very scared, because it looked pretty realistic. Okay. Yeah, I've seen people say that the ones who watched the one that was being advertised this year said that like it was pretty much scary. And just to think that he really went through all of that. Hmm. Oh, the biographical movie with his nephew. Yeah. Yes, I've watched it 2 times in cinema. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because they don't have it on Netflix. They for sure do not have it on Netflix. Okay. So is it that emotional? Okay, let me get the tea. Hey, to become Kenya, you have to keep drinking tea like 20 times a day. On Netflix is the documentary about allegations of child abuse instead. Okay. I looked, there's something that showed up, but I don't think it's it. Judge says Wi-Fi should be banned. It breaks. I break. It breaks all the time. The network bill comes on time. I always choose the written bill and lie to them that I didn't get the bill. Okay, you know what? First of all, I was gonna ask, for those of you watching me from Kenya, if you're from Kenya and you're watching, let me know which connection. If you're using Safaricom Wi-Fi. Let me know how he's doing, because I think Thomas, who is from Germany, told me that like when he comes to Kenya, he uses the Safaricom one and it's pretty much strong. And then I was scrolling on TikTok and I heard somebody say that is a disappointment. You remember it's Wi-Fi and you've paid for the whole month, but they're giving you a limitation, fair usage policy. I think one terabyte, one is it? I think 1 terabyte per month. And when because the level of streaming that I usually do, not to mention sometimes I'm streaming for hours, that could be a pain in the butt, really, because oof, yeah. Why is this suddenly I'm not hearing? Oh, I'm hearing like key inside my ears. Okay. Also, yeah, if you're from Kenya actually and you're using any type of internet, let me know which one you're using, especially when it comes to Safaricom, because I'm thinking about changing to that, and then my bill is going to be twice the price. So if it's twice the price, it's better be worth it, because this is a waste of time. Not to mention sometimes I'm streaming here, you guys are saying that you cannot see me, oh, it's breaking up, and then I tell the guy, he's like, oh, we are experiencing an intermittent downtime. What advice would you give your younger self? Especially for, I think especially for everybody, but I would be curious to see people in their 30s. What advice would you give yourself in your 20s? Nice quote. I like such quotes. Okay, thank you. Nobody have ever complimented my quote before. Thank you. Me too. I like such quotes. They are really looks tell me today I don't look so professional. You are like, is it the regular one, boy? What advice would I give my younger self? Okay. Honestly, I think this the other day that I was thinking, if I would go back in time, would I do everything that I've done exactly the way I've done it? You need glasses as well to make it more professional. Maybe I should wear my sunglasses for absolutely no reason. But I was thinking the other day, if I would go back, let's say 10 years back from now, so 10 years, oh my, if I would go 10 years back, I would be 14. 14. Wow. If I go 10 years back, I would be 14 years old. What would I tell that version of myself? Honestly, I would tell myself that there's the experiences that you're about to have. Okay, guys, if you would go back 10 years from now, how old would you be? Going back. God, I think at 14, I was so terrified. I was so terrified with life. Blue Stroke, how are you? Oh my God, it's been a minute. I've not seen you on the live stream for a long time. You'd be 16. So everybody watching me is my age mate here. I was an idiot. Yeah, I was a heartbroken child. Like, honestly, oh my God. Wow. Thinking about it, like if I would go back 10 years from now, I would be 14 years old. But thinking about it, I just didn't know if I would get here, to be really honest. And I think I've not succeeded in any type of way or form. But oh my God, the fact that now I don't have to live through other people's horror, or like the decisions that they make is really nice. Blue says, oh, haha, I like your lives, okay? Because I notice you usually come back. And that tells me that I'm doing a good job when you guys come back. Eve says, is there any fun going on in here? Actually, we are getting traumatized. Thinking 10 years, we're just saying, if you would go back 10 years from now, what would you tell your younger self? But I think basically the question is, what advice would you give your younger self? And I said, if my younger self, let's say 10 years behind, or like when I was 14, I think I would be impressed by who I have become. But I think another thing is, I would be terrified about the things that I've gone through. God, especially when I was, what is it called? Teenager, 18, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There are so many things that I did that I'm not proud of. I just wish I could go back and delete them, or never meet some of these people that made me to make some of the decisions that I've made. Sorry, I was not as present. Okay, no problem, no problem. Blue Stroke says there's no point of going back to the past. Everything happened as it should. Really? Glad you feel better now. Yeah, everything happened as it should. But the thing is, I don't think everything happened as it should. Okay, the thing is, of course, there's no point. But when you think about it, there's so many things that you would tell your younger self. Okay, do not take this path. It's not going to lead you anywhere. And I think 10 years from now, we will still be giving ourselves that advice. Maybe I'll be looking back 10 years, maybe in 20, whatever. When will I be 34? When will I be 34 again? I don't know. Maybe 2036, that's when I'll be 34. Maybe looking back, I'll be like, oh my God, that was really stupid, you know. I would tell my younger self to trust my gut. Ooh, that's okay. Ooh, Eve says, oh my God, why am I skipping comments? Like, they're not well aligned. Sada says, you mean if you met your younger self, or if you could go and relive again those years? If you met your younger self, what would you advise yourself? But again, there's no harm in talking to your younger self, and also maybe relive. What would you do different if you're going to relive? Eve says, invest like hell. Okay, what would you invest on? I would tell my younger self, invest. Pile 50% of my earnings into ETFs and other investments. Okay, so those of you who are watching and we are little young in our 20s, listen. I think Eve is in his 50s. That's what he said. Invest. Blue Stroke says, we all wish we bought property when we were 5.5. Okay, because it was way cheap. Buy a second house. And then what is the purpose of the second house? So that says, I'll tell, do not focus on things you focus now. It will break your heart. Focus on self-growth, ground yourself, and be more humble and close to God. Woo. Yeah. I think for me, I would tell myself that, like, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Life will change, guys. And of course, tomorrow there's a video that I'm going to be posting, guys. And I think that, will literally give you more insight into who I am and stuff like that. But honestly, I would tell myself that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, life might not go exactly as I want to, but maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, Eve says buy a third house. Okay, invest. So for Eve, it's like invest, young man. Remain unmarried, which I did. Okay, remain unmarried. But will you ever know if that's a good decision because you never got married? Will you ever know? Okay, because you don't have something to compare it to. Would you get married right now? Or what's the best thing? Remain unmarried? Eve's made it look like he found a way to travel back in time. I know. I know. And then the way he remained unmarried, which I did. Blue Stroke says, I have to go to bed. I like your lives and keep going. Yes, this light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much. That means find a way to travel back in time. Okay? And start even younger than 10 years ago. 20. Let's go 20. 20, you would have been in your 30s, right? 20 years ago, of course. Where would I be? 20 years. Okay, I would still have like some 4 years right there. I think I'm getting older. When I start to have a balance when I minus 20 years old, that's how you know you're getting older. Yeah. I can't wait. You know what? I can't wait to come back to this video 10 years from now and haha, I'm a genius in hindsight. Okay. Okay, yeah. Ooh, for me, I think it have gotten better with time. God, I wouldn't want to go back 10 years ago, to be really honest. To relive that life, I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't want. 10 years ago, actually, we didn't have electricity in our village, so we were living in the darkness. 10 years ago, so of course I grew up in a household like we. Hey, no, no, I wouldn't want to go back. I like it right now. Everybody in our household is older. Um all of us, we had almost done it school. Okay, I have a younger brother who is still in school, but high school, and he's almost in the last grade. So going back 10 years is like you're taking me back to hell, to be really honest. Okay, it's like you're taking me back to hell. Like we didn't have electricity. No, 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 no. I think no. By oh, 20 years ago, I'd be five. Honestly, I'd like to go back in that time and relive certain moments I remember from back then. Okay. Yeah, I think the most important one for me, maybe going back, is like the way we used to have a lot of family gatherings, large family gatherings. You know what? I would go back and never attend any of them. That sounds like being bitter or something. You know, if I would go back, I would go back and not attend, because I think those family brother gatherings also broke me in some type of way. Really broke me. So I would go back and never attend either of them. Live a happy life. Yeah, buy a helicopter. uh Shivest 300 helicopter. How much would it have costed back then? Okay. What advice would you give your younger self? And if you would relive the moments from back in the day, let's say 10 years ago, would you want to relive that? Because when I was five, I was doing what you call sledding with my dad in winter. Oh, you still have seasons in East Europe? You have winter, summer, and all of that? Hmm. Okay, sledding. Yeah, playing with the mud. Uh, but to be really honest, personally, I think right now I'm exactly where I want to be, because 10 years ago, didn't have electricity. We were living in darkness. Life was hard. My parents did not have a job. Oh my God. No, no. I think right now is way better. Eve says, I'd go back in time and start an AI company. Let me tell you, right now you would be a billionaire. Yeah, I keep thinking, God, I wish some of these ideas that people have started and they have really worked out. I wish my parents had that idea, because maybe life would have been way different, way different. Yeah, ha, woo woo. 10 years ago. Also, I think another thing is pictures. Take a lot of pictures, because I think I only have one picture when I was a little girl. Let me see if I still have a picture. I only have one picture in high school. Uh, okay, yeah, I mean Europe has temperate zone having all season. Okay, okay. But does Asia have seasons? I don't think so. Eve says, and then buy a fourth house. Okay, invest. I think for you it's like invest, invest, invest. Huh? Yeah, but like many people, especially even those who have been married before and stuff like that, when you ask them for advice, they say they wouldn't get married, or like if they would go back in time, they would never get into relationships. They would focus on themselves. I'm like, who hurt you? Who hurt you all? I don't know if this picture is clear. This is a picture from high school. I don't know if you guys can be able to spot me. This thing is annoying. I don't know if you guys can be able to spot that. This is a picture in high school, my high school. And I have the names of the girls here. So I don't know if you which one is me? So this is a picture of high school. My high school was really in a very cold place. So I think this is the only picture that I have when I was younger and all of that. Really interesting one. I have since lost contact with everybody. Actually, I've never met either of them after finishing high school. Everybody disappeared, and the ones that I see, I only see them online. Sarah says, also depends on the regions. Asia is massive, and some regions might have all seasons if they are temperate. Others, well, maybe tropical. Okay, nice photo, really genuine photo. Okay, tell me when you look at this, like I'm like, oh, also it can be only cold always. Let's say in Siberia region. Oh wow. In forest. This is not for. This is my school. It was located in a very cold area. Yeah. This picture is dated 2018. Wow. Seasons. I think in Africa, it's only South Africa that have seasons. I think it's only South Africa that have seasons in Africa. All other places, we just either have cold season or rainy season. Oh, either we have rainy season or wet season. There's a place in Russia called Yakutia where during summer it can get like around 40 degrees Celsius, and in winter up to -70 cold. Wow. Okay, you know what? I think I've seen a lot of videos. People have been doing videos about that place, the coldest place. I think the videos are titled like the coldest place. It's like when they do like this, the bread, you can literally. How don't you like? How do you live in such a place? You could even freeze to death. Then you shouldn't work during winter in such places. It's so cold, people don't even shut down the engines in the car because of cold. Wow. Otherwise, it will freeze and woo. Okay. Honestly, I have always wanted to experience the seasons, the summer, winter. Hopefully, I will experience when I visit one of these countries with seasons. But I gotta say, I think we have the best season where I'm at, because it's not usually hot. Like for example, here it's not usually so hot. And I know there's African countries that is like desert, but it's like every other place. Every country has the desert. Every country has the region where. Personally, I come from a place where it rains always. Pecas, is it Pecas or Pecus? Hi, good to see you. Sarah says, and they hang the food outside windows because outside is colder than in fridge. Wow. Okay, so it's like you have some meat that you need to refrigerate, you just put it outside. Or maybe you buy it in, you bury on the snow. Becca says hi. Hi, good to see you. How is it going? What advice would you give your younger self? Yeah, but see, I think when it comes to like advice that you would give, I think most of the time you think that like maybe if you would have done some of these things differently. Uh, for me, I have some regrets, some things that I think I would have done differently. But at 14, I think I did what I needed to do. Sada says, yeah, outside is colder than the freezer. Oh, wow. Okay. You can just basically freeze to death. I think for us who have never experienced winter, we really want to be in the snow. You really want to be out there in the snow. But maybe when you experience it, you're like, just take me back to Africa. An advice I would give to younger self is to not talk down on myself so much. Yeah. And also, I think for me, I think I didn't dislike myself also, but also I didn't like myself. Uh, so an advice I would tell myself, but it's because that I felt like when you're black or like you're really dark skin, I felt like you don't look nice. Maybe I would tell myself to be more kinder, because the truth is, who knows what beauty is like. Okay, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, but I think I would appreciate myself more. I wouldn't think that like I would look better if I was light skinned, and all of those things. Maybe those are some of the other things that I would think. Pekka says, I will advise my younger self to serve the Lord Jesus Christ more. Okay. In which capacity? Is it in the church? Is it by your doings? Yeah, I think also for me, the younger version of myself, I was really bitter. You know, some of you tell me that I'm still bitter right now. I need to go to therapy. That's what some of you guys tell me. I think when I was 14, I was more bitter. I was like, why am I here? I used to always ask myself, why am I here? What's the purpose of me being here? Like, I wanted so many things that I couldn't be able to do at 14. I wanted a better life. I didn't like the life that I was living. I was feeling upset with people. I was feeling I'm in situations that I cannot control. Because it's with all my heart and everything I do. Okay. 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 If you don't mind, if you go back 10 years from now, how old would you be? So that's just, this winter was so icy. I stayed mostly inside the house. I tried once to go outside and slipped off the stairs, and I fell down like I was on kids slider and in my bottom heart. Okay, wow. I would like to experience that. Maybe it would actually. I think it wouldn't be very impossible for somebody from Kenya to visit. What did you say? East Europe. Maybe could be a place that I could visit to experience. Also, I think also China is a place that is easy for Kenyans to visit, and you can go over there and experience the season. I will be 10 years. Ooh, you would be 10 years. Wow, so you're 20 right now. I think almost everybody in here is like, you would be 10 years. Wow. Ooh, 10 years, 14. I would be your senior. They would ask you, what are you doing here? Oh, really? Would it be surprising, or would it be like, go back to your place? Don't any of you have a job? Okay, don't any of you have a job, like people in the chat? I think people who usually show up every day. I know some have a job, but like, actually, who told me that they are chatting under the table? Like, they are typing the messages. They are at work, but They are typing the messages under the table. I think you're the only working person in here, Eves. It would be like, why did you come here? Because there are better places to visit. You won't find anything exciting here. Oh, okay, because they are better. Okay, maybe just to experience. I think I would like to experience the seasons, summer, winter. That's something that I really want to experience, especially winter. I think summer. If I want to experience summer, I could go to Mombasa. Here in Kenya, it's really hot. Maybe I would. The winter one is what I and I want a place with a lot of snow. I want it to be snowing. I want to stand outside in the snow. I want to be wearing those huge jackets. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to do. I want to like experience it for the first time. Sadal says some immigrants say they love the Balkans, which I don't get it. Why? But I mean, people from other parts of world might see Balkans the way we see Western Europe in terms of opportunities. Okay. Internet from hell. Hope I'm back on your screens, guys. Okay, and like proper civilization. Okay, okay, yeah, I think so. If you're coming from a place, and let's say the type of jobs that Balkans can't take, maybe some people, some immigrants can take them. So yeah. Kentrell James, how are you doing? Where are you watching me from? Yeah, it works. Okay. Oh god, this internet is really like making me sweat. What's the secret to happiness, in your opinion? Or according to your experience, there are jobs but salaries are not that good. What is the average salary in East Europe? The average salary, like, in, maybe you can tell me in US dollars or in euros. There are jobs. I think, is it Kat Young World? I don't know how to spell that. How are you doing, Kurt? What is East Europe? Which country? I think he's saying Balkans. Balkans. Oh, I searched what money do they use in Balkans, and then he told me Bosnian convertible marker. Ooh, one Bosnian convertible marker is equals to 75.20 Kenya shillings. Okay, so your money is still up there. Not that strong, but it's still up there. Average salary in Balkans. Or maybe it varies. Of course, in all countries it varies depending on the career. Doctors are more likely to earn more, you know. Because see, something else that people don't understand, the reason why, for example, like Kenya, somebody is willing to come and do a caregiving job in the US, somebody is willing to come and do a caregiving job where, like, you clean people, you change them. In Europe, you know why? Because when you pay them and then they send the money back home in their country, when you convert the money to the local currency where they're from, is a lot of money. And I think that's why most people, yeah, because see, like one Balkans money equals 75.2 whatever Kenya shillings. So see, you could even pay less, but it makes sense to the person, especially when they come back home with that money. For the salary, for example, the salary in my country for my profession like teacher is only around 300 euros. But in West Europe, it's around 3,000 euros or even more. Wow, it's almost like Kenya. It's almost like Kenya. So is it okay? 300 euros for a government job, right? Yeah. Let me see. 300 euros. I think it's almost like Kenya. 300. Yeah, the salary, like the average salary out here is like 300. Is also like 300 euros for most people. Oh, 300 euros is like 44,340 Kenya shillings. But see, and that is when you are well paid. Most people make less than that, even like 100 euros sometimes. Yeah, so See, if somebody moves, for example, if somebody moves from Kenya and then they go to Europe, even if you're paid like 500 euros, when you convert that to your local money, is a lot of money. Kat says, but miss, you have also do your own living there. But with a small income, very hard to make your own living. So much. So how much you want to send home? You have also, oh, you also have a living over there. Okay, see, for example, the other day I was talking to somebody from the US and they were telling me, like, for example, most, especially if you are illegal immigrant, okay, you're not registered, which means you're not paying taxes. Most probably, you're sharing a house with maybe other people from your continent. Let's say you could find like 3 Kenyans or 4 Kenyans living in one house, which means they are sharing that. And maybe if you're not, maybe quote unquote, if you are illegal, you're not paying tax, which means all the money that you're getting is not you don't have tax deducted. And not to mention, you guys are living like 10 people in one house or like 5 in one house. So see, yeah, but see, the thing is, most people end up just wasting that time, because when you go to that's why I think I would think twice. There's somebody who was asking, I think it's CJ, who was asking me about the American dream. Do I still want to have the American dream? And I was saying, because sometimes you'll go over there and then now everybody is expecting you to work, to do anything that you can't work, and then just send them the money. Well, they're just sitting back. You're there doing like 5 shifts a day. Because the moment out here we have this expectation, the moment you make it, you need to help the others. We call that black tax. I don't know if you do that. And where are you watching me from, Kurt? Sarah says, yeah, but the thing is that the issue is prices go higher each day, but salaries don't. Yeah, that, I think that's the real issue. So you need to really save money. Yeah. Honestly, right now, from what I know, if I ever go to another country, let's say for any type of job, even if I'll decide to do a job that is not well paying or whatever, like honestly, I have to put my interest first. Because can you imagine, you're there busting your butt or your back, so you're there busting your back just so that, okay, so that everybody, even people, so that you can send money to everybody. I think these people are really strong, people who do stuff like that. Kat says, if you illegal and don't pay taxes, you know what happens if they catch you. Okay. Yeah. Even if you're legal, how much tax do you pay? Tax like every other person? Yeah, but maybe you want to go down the road of becoming a citizen of that country. Oh, Kat says from Austria, and 300 euros or more. Only a few people earn that. Only a few people. Austria, the average, what's the average income? 300 euros in Austria per month. Okay. What is the average salary in the US? I think it's more than that. Average salary. And guys like the live stream. Ooh, average annual per month. Tell me per month. I want to know per month. Per month. Average salary in the US per month is 5,625. Mean average. Monthly salary. Average monthly income for Americans is $5,000. 5,000. Well, the mean average is around 5,625 per month. Wow. So not that much. Well, I guess. Well, I guess, as they say, someone's trash is someone else's treasure or something like that. Yeah. So see, if I came to your country and I get, okay, unless what they are paying does not really make sense. But see, if I do like 2 jobs and then convert that to Kenya shillings, it could be a lot of money. Kat says 300, not 3,000, but you are totally new there. Don't look for medium income. Okay, 3,000. Kat says most people here earn about 1,500 netto after taxes and insurance. Okay. Ooh. Not to mention the insurance. Like, what do you take home? Honestly, if I was going to go to another country, to be really honest, I'm not gonna sacrifice. See, you know what somebody goes through to move from your country to another country. You're sacrificing having the convenience, the food that you know, not to mention sometimes the language, not to mention the feeling of isolation in a whole another country. I'm not sacrificing that for me to send you guys all the money. No. Okay, I can do that for my mother because I know she could do that for me. But everybody else, go to work. Get to work. Because I see people doing that. I see people doing that all the time. You've traveled to a whole another, you sacrifice yourself, and then the whole time you're sending people money to save for you or like to do projects, and then you come back and there's nothing. Do you know how heartbreaking that could be? Eve says about 60,000 per year. Wow, $60,000 per year. That is life changing. Let me tell you, $60,000 per year out here, that's life changing. If you could have $60,000 out here, you can even decide not to ever work in your whole entire life. Let me look. Let me convert. If I was to get $60,000, I would. Oh, but it's not a lot of money in Kenya shillings. Okay, it's a lot of money. $60,000 is 7 million. Wow, I think the price have really dropped. No way. Oh yeah, it's 7,752,000. 7 million. That's life changing, especially if you already have a house. That money is life changing. That is life changing money. Don't compare Europe with USA. Why? Kat says, I tell you, I had 3,300 and I got 2,100 netto after taxes and insurance. So it's a lot, but most people don't earn that. Okay. Eve says, I was going to deploy to the Balkans when I was in the army. Okay. What happened? Zara says, not to mention, in Europe, you less likely you will be using English. Okay. First of all, they're not even speaking in English, especially in Balkan countries. I'm not saying possible, but it would be easier to learn the country language than English. For example, here in Kenya, for them to process for you a visa to go to Europe, especially, okay, if it's visitor's visa, they will not mind if you don't know how to speak in German. But for them to process a visa for you to go to Germany, you have to like submit a thing showing that you are learning or you know at least B2 German. Yeah. They even have a qualification because otherwise your life will be so difficult out there because most people do not know how to speak in English. So can you imagine that? You're even putting in time to learn another language. Eish. Kat says, can you tell me in which job you want to work? Which job I want to work? Oh, in another country? Okay, right now I'm not looking. God, not to mention, yeah. No, right now I don't want to go anywhere in another country. George says, I would advise my younger self to stop admiring rich people lifestyle, to stick to my usual status. Okay, wow. That's deep. That's deep because honestly, the thing is, something else that I've noticed is like when you are young and then you keep comparing yourself with people who have already made it, but you know what, we forget, or something that we forget to compare. We forget to compare our age. Okay, now I'm just 24. I'm just getting started. First of all, I graduated like 2 years ago. That's when I graduated from university. See, which means I'm just 2 years out here. I'm just learning how to work. I'm learning how to do stuff. Okay, I'm trying to build whatever I can. So see, sitting here at the age of 24 and comparing myself to somebody in their 60s, 50s, comparing myself to even somebody in their 40s in terms of achievements, what type of cars they have, is really unrealistic, if anything. And not to mention, like, everybody has their own path. if you go to the capitals, yeah, it's easier to find ways to use English. But in really small towns or villages, not really. Yeah, yeah. So, mm-hmm. Or at the market, it's less likely a granny will understand you if you want to buy vegetables. Yeah, I think that's why they encourage you to at least learn, because they really know that you will have a hard time. Kat says, but that you have to think about first. Not only think about income, it depends the job. Yes, and language, because in Europe, official language is always national. Yeah, it's always their language. Yeah, you have to think about that. To be really honest, right now where I'm at, okay, I am learning German, and actually recently I lost my streak. I kind of stopped learning and all of that. But the thing is, right now I would be more interested in going someplace where they speak English. I just don't have that energy to learn. Okay, if they accept people who do not speak their local language, then that's okay. Ooh, yeah, immigration. Really, you're learning German? Wow. Yeah, I am learning German. Okay. Yeah. You're proud of me? Yeah, okay, but type in English. Oh, you have the translation. You have the translation on unfair. Okay, but is it translating on your end? Is it translating on everybody's end? No, but I know ich spreche Dutch. Okay. Sarah says, hey, oh my god, I need to get myself an office chair. This is really killing my back. God. Not to mention, in Balkan region, people are nationalists because many countries that were part of Yugoslavia, a political union uh, like USSR had wars between each other because of nationalistic views. Okay, wow, that's. Please say thank you. Danke Sean. Judges, this one boy, you say you're 24 and you're engaged. What is the hurry for? I would advise you to play hard and enjoy life, because you will one day, when you are older, you will start rewinding back in time. Oh my god, I think you have, I think you have. First of all, let me tell you, my campus life, I was outside. My good friend, I was outside. Okay, I don't know what. I don't think that I'm in a hurry for anything. I'm not in a hurry for anything. But the thing is, I don't think that I'll ever play back. It's only some of the things I can tell you here. But in campus, my good friend, 4 years, I was outside. Eve says the Balkan conflict was interesting. I was set for Kosovo. Ooh, that one I have no idea. I had a medical issue, so I couldn't fly anymore. So had to get out. Okay. Kat says to Eve, for me, it was horrible to see they were so close to my country. Okay. You guys know about the war. How old are you guys? I already know Eve is like the type of stories he tells us over here, like back in the day, this is what we were doing. Kat says, bravo, your German sounds nice. Okay, does it read? I think I think it does. Danke. There. Next question. Europe first conflict since World War II. Wow, okay. Ooh. Also, and then the US was involved. Oh, what was happening? If this, when I was in Yugoslavia, was it when it was in Yugoslavia? Was it 1995? Wow, no, you guys are making us look like We have no clue. I also think they fought with also Muslim Bosniaks. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's so funny because even the things that are happening right now, like very soon they're going to be like, oh, you remember in 2026 this was happening. Oh, the war between Iran and Israel. Like those will be the stories. And the generation will be like, oh my god, what are they talking about? Cat says terrible, terrible. Okay. Austria is in Europe, right? Or is it in? I think I'm confusing with Australia because they have their own continent. Boy, Miss, may I ask your age? 24. Oh, country in Central Europe. Wow, and it's really beautiful. Official language German. Ooh, they speak German. Currency Euro. But anyway, Yugoslavia. Okay. If says I'm 24 to multiply by 2. Okay, let me see. 24 multiplied by 2. 8. 48. But you said you are in your 50s. I was like 24. Oh my god, you're my age mate. I was gonna say that you're my age mate. Yugoslavia, as Sarah says, but anyway, Yugoslavia was created with the idea to unite South Slavic nations like Serb, Croatians, because Yugoslavia means South Slavic, united in one country, but ironically it broke. Wow, that's history right there. Multiply by 2. George says, play hard, play hard. George says, play hard. Okay, play hard to get. Kat says, please don't send me to Australia. Why? You don't like Australia? What's going on over there? 48 something. 48 is 50s, yes. Oh, 48 is 50s? They had a history of being enslaved, so they banded together. Wow. How is 48 50s? I don't think so. You still have a long way to go. 2 years. I'm looking at images of Austria. I like the scenes. Austria. I think another European country. Okay, is Hungary part of the European Union? Because I think one of the other countries that's in Europe that's underrated. You rarely hear about it. Maybe because of language. Is Hungary. Hungarian. 48 should be late 40s though. Judges says, Bambo, you are an inspiration. Even 48 years old people are listening to what you are saying. Kudos. Okay, thank you. Pat says, ironically, I would most say the former leader had no preparation for the time after his death. Terrible. All nationalist. Okay. Terrible. Okay, most people when it comes to like fights and stuff like that, everybody is like a nationalist when it comes to your own country. Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, I think Hungary is underrated. If says I'm hungry, you're hungry, Hungary. Asadal says yes, Hungary is part of the European Union, but we rarely hear about Hungary, to be really honest. But I saw I this lady that she's Kenyan, and then she got married to a Hungarian. She recorded a video showing I think Hungary is beautiful. Okay, but you can barely find black people over there. So I don't know the experience. If you are if you go to Hungary and you don't know any other, you don't know somebody who can help you around, and maybe even with the language. Cases, and yeah, and also you have to know most of them were living peacefully together, also married, mixed. Okay. So that's it. Hungary's real name in their own languages, Magyarul. Wow. I am leaving. Okay, thank you for joining me, Eves. You have yourself a good day. Uh, Maggie Rose. Wow. And we barely know about that. We barely know about their real name. Oh, Hungary is also in Central Europe, and the flag almost looks like Italy. Hungarian's country. Chat disconnected. Hungarian country. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. They even have their own name. So the name is translated. Why did they use Hungarian? I don't. Maybe I think their original name is more beautiful. I hope you guys can hear me. I think I'm having internet problems. Are you Hungarian? Kat says to Sada, are you Hungarian? No. He's from Balkans, I think. That's what he said. Balkans, East Europe. Ooh, rain. We have a notification. Rain coming in about an hour. Hey, we are about to have a good night. What's the time in Austria? I can be any nation from this region. You won't understand where I'm from. Okay. Let me guess. You're from Albania. You're from whatever. 11:50. Ooh, 11:50, and it's 12:50 here. You guys are 1 hour behind. 1 hour behind Kenya. I can. Okay. Kat says, so are you from Serbia? They got a border with Hungary, right? Yeah. I think he does not like sharing where he's from online. I think I ever asked him, and he said about the region. We only 1 hour apart. I think have a friend in Nairobi. Okay, yeah, 1 hour apart, because here is 12:49. Okay, reasons, no problem. Okay. Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, you know what? Like, to be okay, the thing is, for me, I think like sharing the country is not a problem, but people are really creepy on this street. So as far the more you protect yourself, the better, because people are creepy. Okay, Africa and Europe is usually like 1 hour. We have 1 hour difference mostly. 1 hour, 2 hours. Ooh. Okay. I think, guys, we are literally winding up. Anybody with a question, or like, yeah, we are literally winding up. How many hours? 2 hours, 24 minutes. So that's a lot. Not so much a lot, but yeah. And guys, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Wamboy. Kindly like the live stream. Yes, and subscribe. Okay, okay. Also, I have to ask: is Serbia in Serbia in what place? Serbia is in Asia. I thought it's in Asia. I thought it's in Asia. Interesting. Okay, guys, we are literally winding up. No, in Balkans too. Oh, it's in Balkans too. Okay, what's Balkans? Because I think I don't know even what's Balkans. So that says Serbia's neighbors are Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria. Oh, maybe you're from Bulgaria. I think that's the country that I was trying to think. Bulgaria. There's somebody that I normally follow that is from Bulgaria. North Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Montenegro, Kosovo. Oh, Kosovo. Hmm. Okay. I think you know which country you're from, but I think you might be from Bulgaria or Bosnia. Those two. Bulgaria or Bosnia. Do you guys speak one language in Balkan? Do you guys, all of you, have one language? Better look at a map. Siberia is in Asia. This is a region. Serbia is a country. Ooh, I need to look at the map, my friend. I forgot Moldova. Two is Balkans, even if it's further. With Kosovo is hard. I hear people making fun of like, oh, Kosovo, Kosovo. Like I've always had Kosovo. Even out here, people talk about, oh, Kosovo. Actually, in my village, there's a place that is called Kosovo, but I think it's a name that they pulled out of nowhere. And then they just, yeah. Kat says, I think Sada is a teacher in Romania. Ah, it could be Romania. No, each has their own language. Okay, tell me how to say hi in your language. Ah, then you will just be giving out your country. Hey, I am so curious always. Okay, yeah. No, it's not like we are pressuring you to tell us where you're from, but we're just interested. I think it's really amazing because honestly, I never thought I have never had most of these countries that you're saying I've never, because we all think Europe is Germany, France, Italy. We think Germany, France, Italy. I think that's what we think. Honestly, most of us we only know those countries, and to see that to see that there's others. Thank you for informing us, because me personally I only thought Europe is comprises of very few countries. Kosovo is disputed because some consider it as a country, some consider it part of Serbia. Okay. Judge says aging is an imaginary thought. Maybe we are in 21, 26. Who started counting? Yes. That's the idea. You know what? You're overthinking like I do. I was just saying like the years, they're literally made up. So, but I think the age that you are is true, because wherever they started counting, that's exactly when you were born. Well, of course, the ones that wanted to travel the world. Say thank you in your language. Multus mesk. Say thank you in your language. Oh, okay. So that is, well, of course, the ones. Okay. I am not Romanian, Mr. Kurt. Geography is basic knowledge, I think, more important than history. Yeah. Yeah, I think they should start teaching this type of geography uh, in the US, because I think most people in the US do not have information about Africa, maybe even Europe. But me personally, I think I've been ignorant. Actually, the other day, just here on the channel, somebody told me that Europe and Asia is one continent, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" I think geography says where, history answers why. Yeah, both of them are equally as important. History is very important, especially is understanding other people and understanding yourself. So which I think in US they do not teach good history because most but maybe it's a stereotype, or maybe it's just people who want to feel better than others. For example, saying Africa is one country is really out of place. Kat says, okay, not teacher, not Romanian. Never mind, Mr. Sada. Okay, I started teaching English, not Romanian. Oh, okay. Okay, but see, for example, like the way I know how to speak in English, if I came to these countries, I think I would really do nice. And then I would just start teaching English. I already have a profession in the accounts, teaching English. Haha. Yeah, I know people from Africa who have gone to teach English in like South America. Those are literal jobs. Wow, thank you for bringing us into your world. Actually, you would be surprised the number of people who don't know about these countries. Most people only know about Germany, Italy, France, Scotland, Ireland, Norway. I think we only know about the countries that are doing good. Switzerland, that are doing good financially. So one guest was writing English teacher. George says, when you are born, you become 1 year after counting 12 months. Why 12 months, not 17 months? We do not count the year that you're born. No, we do not count the year that a woman was pregnant, do we? I don't think so. I don't think we count that. At least we do not count that over here. You count from the moment you're born. We do not count when you are an infant. Kat says best chat since 3 years here. Oh, really? You just found my channel. How did you find me? Was it just recommended? I think the thing is, I think my live stream is really fun because we have all type of age group in here. And also what I enjoy the most, honestly, let me tell you guys what I enjoy the most about this live stream is that having people from different areas. We're not only talking about one area, so which means for some reason for me it makes, even as a person, not even as an audience, but I feel like as a person I grow by just interacting and seeing how diverse we are. So that is, well, of course, if you got money, everyone knows you. If you got no money, no one even knows your existence. That's of course. Yeah, I keep saying money is something like, we all say that money is nothing, or like, oh, like money is not that deep, it's just money. But the thing is, most of the things that you want in life, most of the problems that you will have in this lifetime can be saved with money. George says, but you're growing up in the stomach. Okay, when should we start counting when it comes to a child's age? Do we start counting when they are still in the stomach? So for example, if we start counting the year when I was still growing in the stomach, then let's say I'm 25, right? I don't think we should, or at least we do not count. And who started the whole thing of like not counting the birth year? But see, the thing is, most people do not even keep record of the day that they get pregnant, or they make a child or conceive a child. So I don't know how that works out. Kat says to Sada, many really rich people, they are smart enough that we don't know them because they don't show off. Yeah. See, a poor person, and me personally, I am part of the, actually, to be, if you've been here long enough, you know, I didn't grow up thriving, okay? I grew up in the trenches of poverty, you know? But just to say, the first time I stepped my foot into a nice restaurant, I've already taken pictures and posted, you know? Because it's like, it's unbelievable, and you want people to see what you're having, you know? You buy a house, like you are everywhere telling people what's going on with you, you know. But see, I think we can't blame, because if you don't have something and then suddenly you start having it, you will share. Because most people out here look older than they that they are. Okay, 1 year older. Do they look 1 year older? Because you want us to start counting the other year. So that is, by the way, even things like the medieval plague was more spread in the West Europe than Balkans, because West Europe had more population and most lived in cities. Wow, medieval. Wow, medieval. Medieval plague. Okay. Hmm. Another reason why living in the village is better than city. Okay, diseases do not spread. For example, during the COVID-19, when COVID-19 hit, I was living in Nairobi. I was in Nairobi, and then when we had the lockdown, I traveled back to my village. In my village, actually, there's only one person who died from COVID, and they were not in the village. They were a long distance long distance truck driver. Nobody. We wore masks in the village, but nobody ever passed away from COVID in my village. Kat says, I don't, but I am old and still poor. But I don't need much more, okay? But you know what? We gotta define poverty, or we gotta define poor. You know, actually, guys, I'm going to show you what poor is very soon. I'm going to show. Okay, I think the European or the Western world definition of poverty is different from actually what poverty really looks. Okay, but I can see this village. But you know, village poor is somebody who already have a property, but they don't have a good structure on the property. So we gotta see, or we gotta define what poverty really is. So that's maybe the plague was also in Balkans, but it didn't have a high number as England or France had, for example. Okay. Yeah, I would also like to be in the countryside now, but cannot move there. Why can you not move there? Honestly, I have this dream of like life in the honestly, when I finally am able to acquire property, but I think the best life that you'll ever have, you'll only have it in the village. George says, like people who are 24, most of them look 42, wear suits and a tie, and they have reading glasses. No, you would have used another number. Do I look 24? I think I look 24, guys. Or maybe 19. You are right, but it's fair to compare it in your own country. Okay. Okay, so in your country, I think maybe what is poor in your country might be rich in another one. So there's also that. But don't show us poor. We already see starving kids on TV. So you don't want to see poor. Okay, you don't want to see poor. Kat Jung says, because to change your location need a lot of money first. Yeah, and you also need to have that mindset of like changing your location. For example, right now I've been telling you guys here that I don't see my future in the city, like honestly, or even if it's in the city. For me, I think owning a property is really important, because all this whole thing renting, can you imagine if when you're renting, the moment you cannot afford to pay the rent, then that's a problem. Like you don't have a place to stay. Well, regardless of if you are 24 or if you are 42, you still look all right. You're just all right. You're just okay. Okay, let me confirm. I think I look 24. Oh, I think I look 19, or maybe 20. Yeah. See, the thing is, I was looking at my pictures, and I can just see that young, babyish look go away. I was looking at the pictures yesterday and I was like, that's sad. That's sad. Okay, it's good because you grow old, you become more by yourself, but it's literally sad. Okay, when you are young, for example, when you are young, you really, especially out here, because we get our ID card when we are 18 years old. Okay, because we get our ID when we are 18 years old. Uh, so you always look forward to being 18. Okay, you cannot wait. But then when you get there, it's like, ooh, I don't want to use too nice words to not give a wrong impression. Okay, okay, that's good enough. Kat says, one boy, you are looking like my grandma as she was 24. Okay, okay. George says, it's time for me to have my usual cigar, one boy. You're invited for a puff. Okay, okay. Invited for, but I don't do cigar. I don't do cigar. But you can share. Maybe I should try. Ah, Lord. You look like your grandma when she was 24. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why it's so important. She had the same hairstyle. Yeah. For some reason, when I look at older people, even when I look at my grandmother and stuff. Okay, I don't have my grandparents passed away, but sometimes I think about we get to that, like sometimes I'm like, I don't think I look like that, but then you have to trust the process and wait until you're that age, and then you look at your skin, you're like, oh my god, all the youth have gone away. Sarah says, I think a truly Eurasian country would be Russia because it's so big. Part of it is in Europe, but the biggest part is in Asia. Some with Turkey, I think. Wow. Okay. So Russia is the best representation of Eurasia. Okay. One of these fine days, I think I'm gonna sit down with the map. Because now I'm receiving all of you guys from everywhere. I need to know exactly where you're located on the map. Kansas to Georges. Where are you from? Is it USA? I wouldn't be surprised. It's only in the USA that they call cigarette cigar. I'm gonna have my cigar. That's really nice and stuff. Eurasia. Okay, but your guys are you're wild. So that's his fun fact. If you try to look at Romania map, it looks like a fish. Oh, fun fact. Okay, I'm gonna be looking at that. I'm gonna be looking at that. George says, one boy you should go back to your long hair that made headlines on your stream. People commented about it the whole 2 hours of your stream. Okay. Yeah, I think the first day that I undid my hair, people were like, oh my god, that's not your hair, that's not your hair, that's a wig or whatever. And then it just weird off. Maybe I should, but yeah, it's also get used to the natural one, boy. You guys don't like my real hair? Yeah, these days I don't hear people commenting about my hair. Haha. Kat says, yes, look at map, a white one, and color every country where you met some of us. Oh, yeah, I could do that, honestly. I could do that. And anytime that you guys join in, we take the country. Honestly, right now, I think Okay, which country? There's some African countries that nobody have ever joined in the stream, but I think I have somebody who watches from almost everywhere, so that's really nice. Oh, I remember much easier. I almost remember almost everybody. I remember almost everybody. Yeah, like for example, like you try and join in some other time. I'll remember where you said you're from Austria. Sada says, I am used to see you in braids. Maybe because the first time I watched your stream, you had braids, probably. Yeah, I think so. I think. Oh, I also somebody else said that like I don't look like myself when I don't have the braids. You will remember much easier. Yeah. One boy, they're not here to comment about it. But you're the one who said that I should go back to my long hair. Yeah, and actually I'm going to return the same colors. Same colors. Okay, guys. Uh you ready? Let me first. And actually we are literally winding up. We are literally winding up, guys. I honestly I do enjoy hanging out with you guys every other time. I visited my older neighbor and his helper like a nurse was from Nigeria. What do you think about her? Or Nigeria? Okay. Oh, the did she come from Nigeria? Did she come exactly for that job? So that is, by the way, do African men do braids too, or is it's called differently? Yeah, it's very rare. Men do dreadlocks here. Men do dreadlocks. Very rare to see braids. But I realize black American men like to do braids. It's a thing in the US. Very rare. Do men in Europe do braids? I don't think so. Yeah, but I think because almost everybody have watched a Black American show, so most people think that black men do their hair, but they mostly do dreadlocks. I just imagine one boy with blue eyes must look great. Honestly, uh I do not imagine myself with blue eyes. I think the brown ones are just fine. George says, I was just commenting, I don't want to see it again. My network that day was jealous, it misbehaved. Okay. Oh, you don't want to see it again? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so you like this type of hair. So that is this a hairstyle called Dutch braids, and the Vikings had some same hairstyle similar to braids. Okay, okay. I think it's part of our culture. Braids is part of the black people's culture, and also dreadlocks. Actually, dreadlocks. How the origin of dreadlocks? Let me tell you guys about the origin of dreadlocks. Tony Mura says, go to bed. You go to bed. Yeah, like the type of dreadlocks that people do in Kenya and maybe in Jamaica, it was a form of resistance during colonization because the colonizers thought that black people's hair is not beautiful. Like they were forcing black people to shave their hair because black people's hair is considered unprofessional, is considered unclean. Even up to date, most high schools and most schools make children to cut down their hair to flat. Okay, so the dreadlocks, especially the ones that they do it, for example, in Kenya, is like a form of resistance or showing like, no, we're not gonna shave. Uh-huh. Kat says, yeah, Pippi Langstrom had these dreadlocks. Oh my, I think dreadlocks are, especially on men, they really look nice. What are you typing? Whatever I want to type. What do you mean? You could also say, so be it, just be it to Tony. Okay. Okay, like whatever I want to type. Okay, no offense. I know. Kat says to Tony, don't be so harsh. Let us talk only for some hours more. Okay. Why are you aggressive? Oh God, my good friend. You know, just say whatever you wanna say and keep walking. If you want to go to sleep, keep walking. You know, I don't do things because I'm told. Tare Moa Blair. How do you pronounce that? Hi, the advice I would give to my younger self is don't give up, just keep your head up and keep moving. Your blessing will find you eventually. Wow. Okay, and to add to that question, we did do like remove 10 years from your current age. How old would you be? Okay, remove 10 years. Remove 10 years from your current age, how old would you be? And would you want to relive that? Or what would you do differently? I was just, you go to, okay. George says, I don't like it either. I like your intelligence. At your age and your maturity is off the chart. Okay. Kat says, eventually, yes. Okay. Tony says, I wasn't telling you, I care about, oh, okay. Sada says, so many people want you to, oh, many people want me well, Miss Wamboy. You're so special, okay? Ha! This Wamboy, you went to the loo very fast and finished fast. How do you know that? How do you know that? Tara Blair says, I would be 13. Ooh, I would be 14. So you're 23 right now? Ooh, wow. You'd be 13? Wow, interesting. What would you, okay, like, honestly, because I just sat here and I was wearing the shoes of the 14-year-old me. And I think it's total darkness. Like, I wouldn't want to be 14 anymore, to be really honest. Okay, if I could freeze, no, not at my current age. Maybe when I get rich, when I get rich and then I freeze at that age, that would really be nice. But who knows if you get rich at 70? No, I would want to get rich at, let's say, feel the rich at 28 and then freeze at that age. One boy, I hear everything. God knows it. You guys are so nosy. Oh my God. And guys, you are literally winding up. I know you guys would want us to keep going for like the whole night and all of that, but you gotta prepare some of the curiosities for another time. Sada says, when I remember my 10 years, I want to give myself a huge face palm. I'm so embarrassed of it. I would give myself a big smirk if I could meet my younger self. Okay. Now, I think the person that I would literally smirk the heck out of her is, let's say, 5 years. 5 years 5 years ago, I think I made some pretty much bad decisions, especially in well, you know, I was focused as a child, or in elementary, what we call primary school out here, high school. I was pretty much focused. Okay, I was one of those children who come from poverty, and I knew the only way out is if I worked hard in school. So I never joked with my books. I was just there working smart, working hard, whatever you would call that. Okay, but I think when I got to university, I got to like a comfort zone. I wanted to try everything. And I think I pretty much made lots of bad decisions. So I think that's the person that I would smack. But 14-year-old me, I think I would give myself a hug. Oh God, it was a lot. Yeah. Tara says, oh no, sorry, thought 20 years. Currently 33, but I would literally tell my 23-year-old self to use my time wisely and grind. Okay, because I'm 24 actually, uh, does it get better when you get to 33? Because I think you remove 10 years from your age, you're almost my age. Kevin Andrew says, hey, hello, good to see you. George says, I am nosy one boy, you have seen nothing yet. Okay. Okay, and guys, we are literally winding up. Oh my God, thank you every one of you. And where are you watching me from? Tare Blair. He did not say he's 93. Oh, I think he or she said 33, not 93. Not 93, Mr. Kurt. Depends. From my experience, it does not. It does get better most times if you have something you believe in. Ooh, underline that. It does get better if you have something you believe in, or if you have something you are chasing. Yeah, it does get better. Your neighbor, Kampala, Uganda. Okay, Kampala, Uganda, East Africans. Wow, good to see you, Taremwa Blair. Okay, guys, we are literally winding up. Oh my God, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to meet you guys, to have a conversation with you guys. And also, thank you to every one of you for making the dream possible, because, yeah. Okay, so of course, we are gonna be winding down in like 4 minutes. So if you're typing something, type. Make sure you're subscribed so you get notified when I go live. Sorry. I'm stupid, okay? I like that interview. It's so funny. Oh. Come again, please. I didn't understand. Then it says, I can't tell my younger self anything. I had a ball at my younger age. I love everything about me. Thank me for being me. Okay, thank you for being you and for getting yourself here, to be really honest. Okay, you know, most of the time we think about what we would have done differently, but I think every decision that we made brought us here. Maybe there's things that you'd have gone back and taken back, but all the decisions brought us here. He said he's from Uganda, and it reminded me of that Ugandan TV host that asked, why are you gay? I didn't watch it. I think I'm pretty much behind. I think one of the, I think the one that I heard about was the one of French president. He went to Australia, then he said, thank you, Mr. President, and your delicious wife. Oh my God. And your delicious wife. Wonderful time. Thank you for that. So, ciao, all lovely people. Okay, see you, Kurt. See you. Okay, the one for the Australian president, like, thank you so much, Mr. President, and your delicious wife is like, God. Guten Nacht, okay? With your delicious wife. Guten Nacht. Guten Nacht. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We are literally winding up. So if you're typing something, type. Hala Sada. Good night, my friend. Okay. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Okay. Judges says, I love everything about me. I never regret. My life is sort out perfectly. Oh God, I like your confidence. I like your confidence. Mr. Cat, a friend. I'm not friend, okay? You don't like being called a friend, maybe, but of course you're not enemy. What are you? Okay, whatever. So guys, thank you so much for being here. So I think I'm gonna see you all tomorrow, same time. Tomorrow is on, when is tomorrow? Is it on Saturday? Oh, Friday. So that's pretty much okay. So, and I think for most people the weekend starts on Thursday, so you guys have yourself an amazing prosperous weekend. A poor man never smokes a cigar. So you're rich. Ooh, perfect. And don't get casually calling someone a friend when you don't know that person. I called you a friend because I kind of felt like I know you because you kept showing up on the chat. Oh, but now I do. I think it's a thing, like, as far as somebody is not your enemy, they're your friend. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I think I'm so sleepy, and also I think I have a show to catch up on. I'ma see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.